Hey everyone, this is Prince Watercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Wacky Racers. We have 2 more worlds to go, B and C, time for Splish Splash. First part's taking place on the coast of Australia, and that's where the Mean Machine suddenly breaks down, and Dastardly wants Muttley to go find a new engine as quickly as he can. And with that, this world begins. Quite a few new enemies, but they're not really any more different than what we've already fought. The moles can only be hit when they expose their heads. In order to do that, they have to return back to the same position after they've walked back and forth at least one complete time. Mosquitoes were pretty much used to. The frogs are just like the rabbits. The kangaroos, the boxing gloves just move back and forth, so it's not really the most different thing in the world. There's really not a lot of enemy variety here. They look different, but, well, you're going to keep seeing the same movement patterns. It's just easy to get from point A to point B here. Take care of this mosquito. And wow, just taking care of the enemies here is really not that much of a problem. Now, yeah, when you reach some of these pits, you want to be careful because you do not want to run into those whales. Because they are indestructible, and if you get hit by them, you're going straight in the water, and that's instant death. And that second whale was a non-issue because I was already higher than he could ever go. The birds will actually swoop down on you when you're close enough. Kind of harder to tell around here because, well, the place is cluttered with bridges and construction beams. At least they don't dive very deep. So after I go ahead and grab these 2 gems and this bone, I'm gonna refill my health, the 1 heart that I've lost, and I'm gonna try to see if I can get over to this area without dying. Good. Wait for this bird to move to the left. That way I don't get swooped down on. Ah, good. I do not like that pit because it is really easy to accidentally fall in the gap between the cloud and the construction beam and die. I really had to jump to the other side and back again down pretty quickly. You want to be careful here. Go to the right a little bit and you won't have to deal with that whale hitting you and knocking you into the water. And the boss here is number 9 Turbo Terrific, Peter Perfect. Yes, I actually know the names of some of the bosses now. Means I'm able to remember them. You know what? Because I'm robbed of my bombs thanks to Peter Perfect, I'm going to make him pay by switching to the bombs. You can actually beat him with the bark attack, but, well, you're gonna be doing a waiting game if you do that. So just keep going at him with those bombs, and, well, you shouldn't really have a problem. You shouldn't be getting hit a lot either. So much for perfection. And here's B2, and if you're wondering why it's this in the middle of the water, well, that's because it's an underwater world. Apparently the bomb doesn't go as far as I thought it did. But it was perfect for that level. Or at least that boss fight. So now it's time to go ahead and switch back to Bark. And I should be holding A for this because it allows me to swim faster. Whatever you do, if you're in dangerous territory such as all these spikes, stay neutral only when you need to, because when you stand still, Muttley slowly floats up. You can use this to grab some items below spikes and whatnot, but I wouldn't want to use it for any other purpose. I'd say, if you actually want to stay in one position, I suggest letting go of the A button and just tapping down like every second or so, once or twice a second or so. That way, well, you don't accidentally run into some spikes. Yeah, might as well go ahead and use the slow maneuvering for that too. This is easier to use the Bark to kill everything because, well, it goes a longer distance. Now to use the slow maneuvering again to get to the second section. And we have more of the same enemies. All these fish moving around in sine wave patterns, stuff moving back and forth, sharks, the crabs, pufferfish that look like they might attack but they won't. And I don't know why those fish are happy. They're just happy they have teeth and they can gnaw at us. I don't know. Go ahead and put them out of their misery. Like we're gonna do to this fish for hitting me. And he's gonna come back. Might as well go ahead and avoid him the second time. And a nice little quarter here. Zoom past. Take care of the crabs. Go up a little more. Do I want to go up? And I might as well go ahead and refill my energy and take the 2 bones before I go back. Up here and... Okay, I don't have to deal with the fish. Apparently I was right on the spawn point after they disappeared, so I don't have to worry about them again. And we should be nearing the end of this already. Yes, which means I will have a health pickup this time. Professor Pat Pending and the number 3... What's it called? The Converticar, that's it. Yeah, I actually looked up my notes to remember what the character names and the name of their vehicles are. And the first form of his is very easy. He just flies around and pretty easy to predict patterns. For the second time, he just bounces to the side and bounces to the center, throws a ball, throws another ball, drops back down. Once again, another easy one to do. And I'm just going to refill my health just because. World B has much easier bosses. If you obviously don't have a clue as to which world you really want to start in, because well, you can start it at any one you want, go ahead and pick B if A is giving you trouble, because that one has easier bosses. And now for B3. Those candy cane columns, you have to jump over them in order to pass them, which kind of proves a little annoying in some cases, such as right here. And you also have to deal with that dragonfly as well. So what you have to do is go back, jump over to the little chocolate bar column right there, take care of the little gummy worm, get over here, and go to the right enough so that the dragonfly spawns. Now you can take out the dragonfly, or at least let him go past you, and then you can continue on to the right. Yeah, I should have just pressed both buttons at the same time. That would have made reaching that gummy worm a lot easier. Also, cockroaches jumping up and down. I guess all the sweets here and what looks like part of Japan is just attracting all these bugs. Of course, I wouldn't expect pill bugs and gummy worms to show up. Well, maybe cockroaches, because, you know, they'll go anywhere where there's food, but I was expecting more like ants and spiders. Because here in America, when we don't clean up our houses, that's what usually shows up. Ants, cockroaches, and spiders. Yeah, I don't see. I fail to see how you're supposed to take care of that dragonfly, and thankfully he doesn't show up again. Might as well go ahead and take the one up and go with it. Go ahead and just get back on my 6 parts. Those hornets act just like the bluebirds in B1. They will swoop down on you when you're close enough to them. Thankfully, it is easier to see where they're going, because there isn't a lot of stuff going around the screen, and well, you can jump over them with ease. I just now noticed that the cockroaches are just larger versions of the pink snakes from World A. Jump over this hornet, get the 1-up, use my float just in case, because it's a little difficult to do without the float. And I'm getting a lot of 1-ups as of late. Yeah, get close to that one so I don't have to deal with that. Get more of the gems because I can. Can I do this right? Yes, I can. Good. That is where it is most possible to accidentally screw up and lose a life. And you don't want to lose a life here, because if you do, well, you're going to go back to the bite attack, and you're going to lose your ability to float. And at the end here is Penelope Pitstop. She always goes to the extreme sides, and she's really easy to beat. She does have 2 forms, but the second one's just the same as the first one. She actually got her own spin-off, if I remember correctly. Dasherly and Muttley weren't the only ones. And when I said that she goes to the extreme lines, I'm not even funny. I'm not even kidding. It's to the extreme side is that it's not even funny. You can stand right next to the steps where she lands. Well, she throws more balls on the second one, but anyway, you can stand right next to the steps because she won't be able to touch you there. And, well, she's pretty easy. There I went, losing track of what it was I was trying to say again. I swear, this is probably going to be like a little bit of a fad of mine. A little bit of a catchphrase. Instead of a catchphrase, it's going to be more like a catch action. Anyway, Muttley found an... Again. Why? Anyway, Muttley found an engine alright. It's a boat mast. I know there are strong winds near the Australian coast, but come on. And not surprisingly, they're still stuck in last place. Wonderful. Well, we only got 1 world to go, but that'll have to wait until next time. So until then, this is Prince Watercress. Take care, stay safe, thanks for watching.